Hey guys, Tyler here. In this video, we're going to be showing you how to connect your Kvcore account to Homebot, and the key ingredient in making this happen is Zapier. So it's going to revolve around Zapier. I'm going to walk you through step by step how to do it. There is basically 3 to 5 steps, and that's what we're going to be going over today. And as we go through this, there might be some trial and error that we're going to have to overcome, but we're going to go through it. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so here we go here. We have our Kvcore account. We have Homebot, which we will be logging into. And then we have our Zapier dashboard. Okay, so we're going to start with Zapier. We're going to start with creating a campaign, and we have to create a campaign first. Now, if you go down to marketing and select all marketing, or if you go to smart campaigns, that's where we're going. I'm going to select smart campaigns right here. Okay, if we go into smart campaigns, we're going to create and add a new campaign. Step 1 is creating a campaign and creating its trigger. So we're going to create a trigger by adding a hashtag. So this hashtag is going to be Homebot. We want Homebot to be the trigger to activate this campaign. Okay, so that is going to be it. We're going to say it always runs yes. Is it locked? No. We don't need any advanced triggers. We don't want a specific date. We want it to be based on us adding a hashtag to a actual client that we or a seller lead that we want to use. Now, the reason it's manual is because not all the time is addresses transferred over into your Kvcore account correctly. So you're going to have to manually go in, check number 1, check that the address is correct. And then 2, if there isn't, then you're going to correct those changes and make sure that it is working properly. After we do that, then this hashtag, that's why we use the hashtag. Okay, so this is going to be specific for sellers. We're going to move on. Oops, go back, remove buyers. This is going to be specific for sellers. Campaign name is Homebot. And we're just going to be Homebot trigger. I'm going to do this for 20 minutes. Leave me alone. I'm working. Now, once we do the Homebot trigger, we're going to go next. These are the terms that you're going to need, and you're going to select finish. All right, so this campaign is called Homebot. Let's go down into it. There it is right there, Homebot hashtag, and it is currently not on right now. So what we're going to do is select this, and we have to add the actual trigger. Okay, so we are doing a few steps. Step 1 is creating the campaign and the trigger. And now we need to add the action step that's going to trigger everything. That is going to be Zapier is the key. This is going to be the Homebot trigger. And we're just calling it again, Homebot trigger. We want it to run immediately. Now you're going to want to copy that number right there. That is going to be very key. And you're going to want to put it on just a note card. So I'm putting mine on a note card, a sticky note for me on my computer, and just so I can reference that here later. And there is a second number you're going to need to access, and that's going to be under all marketing. We're going to scroll down, it's under lead engine, and then you're going to go to lead Dropbox, hit start now. And you're going to want to grab this Zapier key. This is going to be very key to making everything work. So you're going to copy that number or that ID as well. So I'm copying that over here. Or you can just reference where we're at and grab it when you need to. All right, so we're going back to smart campaigns. Now we've done the main part, which is creating the campaign that we actually want to trigger. Where is that hashtag? Homebot, receive, add. I don't know if I added the action. I thought I did. There it is. Homebot. Maybe I didn't save it. Homebot trigger and Homebot trigger. run immediately, and we're going to save that. Okay, there's our Homebot trigger. I'm going to make sure I have the correct 2075E. Okay, that is the correct number that I transferred over. Okay, step 1 is done. That is the main lifting we're doing on Kvcore. Now we need to go to Homebot. Now, before you're going to be able to complete everything, you're going to have to request access to Zapier on your Homebot account, and that's step number 2. Okay, you're going to go into your Homebot account. You're going to go over to Customize, and then you're going to see Zapier, and you're going to select Request Early Access. It says you have successfully requested access. Please check your email for the next steps. Now, once you get that access, you're going to follow the next steps to make sure you have access on your Zapier account. Now that we've done that, we've done our work on Homebot. We're done here. We now need to go to our Zapier account, and we're going to create a Zap. This Zap is going to tie everything together so that any leads that are in my Kvcore account with an address, all I have to do is add a hashtag. It shoots it over to Zapier, and Zapier shoots it over to Homebot, and then Homebot sends out a market report, a home valuation on their house, and they get those updates. That's why we're doing this. We want to eliminate steps in the process. Okay, so we're going to go to create a Zap. Now you're going to need to find your Kvcore account. Kvcore. And here you go. Once you have this in here, since mine is already connected, I don't have to put in that Zapier ID that you find on your drop box over in Kvcore. That is right here under lead engines, and you have your lead drop box. This Zapier key right here is what you're going to need to connect your Kvcore account to Zapier. Mine's already connected, so I don't need to do that. Once we have your Zapier account and your Kvcore connected, you're going to create a campaign action. This is going to be done, and you have to select your account. This is where you'll connect everything. Mine's already connected. I'm going to hit continue, and this is where you're going to be putting in your Zap ID. This is the ID from that campaign that we just did. Now, when I entered that, you saw this go down here. We want to make sure we delete that. If there are any spaces, it could cause an issue with the ID, and we don't want there to be any spaces before or after. Okay, so we are good there. We're going to hit continue. We're going to test the trigger. And as it tests the trigger, it's going to pull up, I believe, 3 sources of information. We have record A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, we're going to just go with record or campaign A. We're going to select continue. Now we need to connect it to our Homebot. But before we do, we have to specify when we want Kvcore to send something to Zapier. We only do that based off that ID. So we have to filter everything else out. So we're going to select the ID right here. Where do we have it? The Zap ID. There it is. We want to specify that it's an exact match, and we're going to put in that Zap ID again without any spaces before or after. We're going to hit continue, and it should fail because we don't have everything connected yet. We're going to hit continue. Once we hit continue, we have to connect our Homebot. Now, at this point, you should have your Homebot connected. If it isn't, follow the email instructions from Homebot to make sure everything is connected. You're going to select here, and we're going to select an event. Now, this event is going to be filter all clients by email. We're going to hit continue. The client email should be from your Kvcore account. There it is. We have our email address, so we're filtering out only by email. And then we want to continue. We want to say no, and we want to create a Homebot email after that. Next, we want to make sure that our buyer access is custom. See, it says false right now. We want to say custom, and we need to go down and select it's a seller lead? No. This is a little bit finicky. Right there. Is a seller. Buyer access is no. Okay. Next thing we want to do is add the first name and then add the last name. Now we are just creating a client on Homebot. We have not created a property on Homebot. We're going to be doing that next. That's why it says there's 2 steps in this. Okay, there is a bunch of extra fields. To make sure that this goes smoothly, we're going to remove these extra fields. Okay, I'm going to hit continue. There it is. Test action. Client email filter was sent to Homebot. That is a success. Now we need to go close this, and we have to do one more step. This is step 4. We're going to connect our Homebot, and we're going to create a home. We're going to hit continue. Client ID, we're going to make sure we put in our client ID from Homebot. This is the client ID. And we're going to add the address from Kvcore. So we're looking for the street address. That's the email address. Okay, there it is. There's the street. And then we need the zip code, which is going to be found in Kvcore as well. Lead zip code based on IP address. There it is. Everything else is optional. To make sure this works correctly, I would not add any more information. Once we do that, we're going to hit continue. And now we want to test this action. We're looking for it failed to create a Homebot account. And the reason for that, it already had this address because we were already testing this. So that tells me everything else is set up, everything is working, but because we already had a 123 fake street go into Homebot to test this, which I was testing it before, it is not going in properly. But it doesn't mean it's not working. For yours, it actually should show a success. So we're going to skip the test on my end. For yours, all you have to do is push publish and name this to be whatever you want. This is going to be Homebot test for me. And then it's going to create it. And now you successfully have connected your Kvcore account with your Homebot account using one of my favorite tools, Zapier. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.